Yo, yo, yo. It's Thursday night. Dean made it in the nick of time, less than 1 minute late.
I'm sorry.
No
I do
sweat.
have a I do have a good excuse though. Not
Let's hear it.
really. I don't have a good excuse,
You
but
don't have this.
okay. So I do. I was opening a box that came. I saw like right before the show went on. There was a box sitting by the door, and I was like, "I wonder what that is." And so I opened it up, and it's
Ooh.
it's the new
Oh, the new audio control.
audio control. Altitude 800.1. This is the one we had on the live show that we did.
Yeah.
So for those of you that haven't seen it, okay, so it's taped up. Okay, well, anyways, so this is it.
It looks like a JL Slash and an Audison had a baby.
Okay, that's a
I know a lot of people don't like that design, but I like it. It's just it reminds me of those two amps.
I don't have a problem with this design. I think it's actually pretty nice. So this week was fun. So not to jump right into it, but let's just jump right into it.
Let's jump into it.
So we had the box that was sitting on our desk. If you caught any of the Instagrams, that like we couldn't talk about.
Right.
It's like we can talk about these, but we couldn't talk about the brown box that was sitting on the counter. Because that was the new Epic amplifier that they announced yesterday. So that was a funny one because that showed up. We had no idea it was like we knew they were coming out with that, but we didn't know like what the timetable was. And then they just kind of showed up like Tuesday before, and they're like, "Hey, we had this idea and we thought you'd be perfect for it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, what does that mean?" And he went out to his car and he brought in the Epic 2000 and the Epicenter. I'm sorry, hold on.
ASMR right there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So he brought those in and they were like, "So what we want you to do is build us an amp rack for photography." And I said, "Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can do that." Yeah. And I said, "So when you need them by?" And he says, "November. November is fine." I said, "Oh, perfect. Because, we got World Finals coming up and we're trying to shoot a whole bunch of stuff before then. And it's just real chaotic, like down to the wire schedule. It's the end of the quarter. So it's like all the quarterly crap I have to do." And I was just like, "Oh, yeah, sure. No problem." And then like last week on Thursday, or the same week on Thursday, like when we were off for the hurricane, I get a text where it's like, "Hey, my boss keeps asking, when is that going to be ready?" And I'm like, "Dude, like seriously? Like we haven't even opened it yet." So, Friday, Saturday, Monday, we had to hurry up and finish this amp rack that nobody has seen yet, except for unless you work at Stinger. We have a bunch of really good pictures and videos and stuff of it, but we're not going to share it until they share their stuff because we don't want to distract from there. But we do have these. So I was excited to get the 800.1 because I think this is like the amplifier that I think is going to do the best. It's right at that wattage. It's because the 1500, like the LC 1500.1 doesn't do really great because it's an expensive 1500 watt amplifier. Most people just go out and buy, something more inexpensive, but we sell a ton of the LC 1.800s. So, I think this is going to do really well.
Yeah, it should. I mean, it's price point dependent, but it's on that power range that most people can add into their factory system with no problems.
Yeah, and none of these are like crazy prices. Like, and even like, dude, even the new Epic series amplifiers are like way reasonably priced. Like,
is that the one you hooked the Epicenter up video?
Yes, that was. If you caught today's video, that was the amp. It showed up. So it was funny because the day we had Matthew on the show, he was like, it'd be really cool, like, because they still had like a couple meetings left to do, and he's like, it'd be really cool if they had a video that showed him how to do that he could show in the meeting. And I'm like, so is that like code? Like, I need to shoot a video real quick for you guys? I mean, So, like, what was Matt? When was he on? He was on like a Tuesday or something. All I know is the next day we came in and we had to like shoot that video like really fast and get it edited and get it out like within 24 hours.
That's
So
always
that
fun.
yeah, so that they could take it into the meeting and show everybody. And then the meeting was canceled. So I was like, screw it. But yeah, so and then we had no intentions of like releasing that to like the public because it was more of an internal thing. And then it was like everyone kept asking the questions like, how is this epic amplifier have anything to do with an epicenter? And it was like, yeah, no one's gonna get this. So then we just went ahead and released the video so that people could, oh, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was making sense to a lot of people. Because I mean, I know when they showed it to us, I was like, wait, what? Oh,
So
okay.
the Epic's the entry level.
Epic is their entry level.
The
So
new
the grand
one's
scheme of things, more than likely, on the reverse, Zabi Doc, the Stinger amp will probably go away.
Oh, okay.
And the Epic will just take over for it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the plan. Because why else would you? I mean, there's no reason to have two amplifiers at that competing price point.
So. Right. No, I mean those Stingers were honestly for someone just looking for a powerful amp for a little bit of money.
Well, the Epics are on the Stinger off-road site now, so I mean you can go and get pricing on them and whatnot. And I looked at it the other day and I was like, oh wow, these are extremely reasonable. So, yeah.
So I assume the top end is still going to be the AC and the D.
So it'd be the D. The D is still the high end,
right?
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, we have these. We have, hey, have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
Whoa. This actually, we're gonna do a full unboxing of this one, but I was waiting. So to me, I feel like the unboxing needs to be the 800 and the 4-channel.
Yeah.
The 5-channel will be cool, and eventually we'll have one of those. But I think those two amplifiers to me make the most sense.
Right.
And we might do just like one video like we've done in the past where it's just, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I know everyone loves to see numbers and whatever, but maybe we'll just do the 8. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, a little combo video.
Yeah, because I don't want to make 10 audio control videos.
Right.
I mean, we didn't have a chance to do the Epic amplifier, which I really wanted to, but we had no time because it's like literally just had to be done and out. And I'll do a Haley here. Hold on. So where's it at? Is that? Yeah. So this is like a Haley picture where it's like, oh crap. Rotate. Hold on. There we go. So there's like, you can barely see.
Nice.
So it's made to go into an F-150. So you'll see that. That was the photo that Fernando posted in the Clean Wire Club that had all those white. That was that. That like literally everyone between Drew and Chris Vera was like, hey, I saw some 3D printed. I got my 3D printed. I'm sitting there going, dude, that's acrylic, bro. I printed all those in like 10 minutes. Y'all be printing for days.
Yeah.
Like, and mine won't ever melt.
So you cut then, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Walked away. Not. I mean, your submission was on point. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
So so the Epics are replacing the Stinger branded amplifiers. Kind of look similar. Yeah, they're supposedly they're totally different. But
yeah.
Was that easy enough with my glasses on? I don't know. I mean, there again, we can only go with what they tell us. They tell us they're different. I don't know how much they are different. To be honest, the Stinger amplifiers were fantastic. Like when we dynoed all those things,
they're hard to beat.
Yeah, like so when we dynoed all those, we had several versions of the amplifier from different manufacturers that we were dynoing, and those stole the show. Like holy crap! So the Stinger amps were as far as like cheap power goes, they hit their numbers every time. Like if that they were literally made for that guy. That's like, does it hit its numbers? Yes, it is its numbers.
Right.
But it's so I'm pretty sure that because you get one guy that says, yeah, they're the same. We just changed some stuff, obviously, to add the pass through and the epic and add the para bass to it or whatever they're adding, the knob, the bass knob.
Right.
But
yeah, a few tweaks here and there. It's funny you show an 800 watt amp. I have here some products that are going to go in the Jeep.
Oh, nice. What do we got?
A little show and tell. So I didn't get a kicker amp. Here's why. Because it's only 300 watts at 2 ohms. And I've had so many of the kicker keys. I want to do something different. And I have used one of these before. And this is on sale at Crutchfield right now for $150. So we got the Pioneer 800 watt, the DX 871. I've had the 1200 watt one, did rated power. Had no trouble out of it. The only thing I hate about this is it has the bass knob is a bass boost knob. So I'll run something in line, but that's going to be the amp. Simple enough.
Okay.
Now this is not the end of the road amp. No, this is just let's get something going in there.
Okay.
So similar power ratings, I'm sure, as that Stinger. It's like 305. The speakers.
Oh, there's some KS speakers.
Yeah, I went with the KS.
Okay.
3.5 for the front. I went with the 4.5 for the rear.
Oh, okay.
So I got in. I actually got in there and I bought all these. I could have reached out, but I just went ahead and bought them.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and got into the sound bar up there so I could take measurements and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much different this is from the other models, but the tweeter, it has its own chamber in there, section off from everything else.
Yep.
And the soundbar itself felt pretty solid. And I will say that like the stock little subwoofer type 4s that they use, they're not bad. I mean, they produce decent amount of mid bass for what they are.
Yeah.
The part that's rattling is not the soundbar. It's the panel in front of the soundbar of mine.
Right.
So that's the part that's rattling. I'm going to try to, I want to keep some mid bass up there, but I want to keep it pretty light. And then I'll just try to play the subs up a little higher to kind of fill that in. But that's the plan. 3.5, 4s, stock. I'm going to leave the 3s in, run it all in.
I would just disconnect the 3s.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's no reason to have it. Cause that would sound weird.
Yeah.
I would have just put 3s all the way around and left the stock 4s because you'll get more mid bass out of the stock 4.
Yeah. Well, my thought process was as I don't want that much mid bass because I don't think I can deaden that panel enough.
So then disconnect the 3.5. Just plug it into the 4 and call it a day.
Because I can the way that panel clips in, if I put too much deadening on it, I imagine it's going to sag or it's just not going to be a really awesome situation because it screws in the front, but in the back it all clips.
Yep.
So just looking, I took it off loosely to see, and I was like, yeah, I can put some deadener in there and probably strengthen that up a bit, but to get it the way I'd want it with actual real mid bass playing in there might be a little too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the plan. We're going to play. I mean, I can't cross those over really. So
why?
I can add an inline crossover, I guess.
To the 4s in the rear?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're going to be running off the rear channels of the amp or the radio, whichever one.
The radio. There's going to be no amp. It's all stock.
Oh, that's right. You're just going to keep. That's right.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you'll be fine though, because the 4. Well, so you could cap. Well, no, you can't. You can't run an inline on any of it.
Yeah.
Because the amplifier in that is not designed to. You'd have to run a 12 dB cap on a coil because the cap will backfeed in the amplifier and you'll get a turn off pop.
There we go.
So it has to be, you'd have to design a 12 dB crossover network, which seems like overkill. I would just run it the way it is and call it a day. Are you going to put a key lock in there?
Eventually. No, I didn't plan on putting it. I was just going to run line level to the.
It doesn't have a factory sub?
No.
You're going to want a key lock.
Really?
Yeah, it's high pass crossover out of the deck, man. That's shit.
It is? Even on the 3s in the front?
No, it's just 4-channel out.
Right,
3 and
yeah.
the 4 run off the same channel.
Right.
So there's a huge roll off in the front.
Oh, okay.
So the bass you're gonna want to fix somehow. So that's why a key lock would I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a high level, low level anyways. I mean, the Pioneer has it built in, but it sucks. So
right.
I mean, you can do what you wish, but I would still do that.
Right. Well, I mean, I can always return it. If the key lock's needed, then I can just get the key 501.
No, I mean, you keep the amp. I would just put a key
Yeah.
lock in there and call it a day. I mean,
Yeah.
you could sell the key lock at some point because you're going to take it out and put a,
Yeah, this is just a stopgap measure.
See, what you need to do is you need to brown nose the shit out of Brian while we're at World Finals and be like, hey, man, I data in. Make a kick-ass video for you, bro. Just saying.
Yeah.
Blackbird, plug it right in and call it a day. The Blackbird's iData, so you can actually plug that right into there and do all the same controls you can do with the DSR1.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so the Blackbird, the PSM Pro, the Arc Audio PSM Pro, the Arc Audio Blackbird, the Big Dog DSP that they make, those are all iData compatible. So you can plug a Blackbird directly into the factory stereo, reflash it, call it a day, and be done with it, and do that 1 amp to power everything.
Yeah.
So, but it says Vera I can hook you up with a key lock next week.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is just stopgap stuff. Maybe the 4 stay in there or the 3.5 stay in there.
Are you going to order the Metra bracket for that?
For the
amplifier?
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to see if I assume it's going to be close. If not, I can just make it work.
No, it'll fit fine. I'm sure it'll fit fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They're going to introduce all their new Jeep stuff at SEMA. So that'll be November. We'll see all the new Metra Jeep stuff. So I haven't talked to them to find out what they got going on because
right,
just hasn't been on my list of things to do.
Yeah, and I assume the bracket looks similar. I kind of compared it to what I got, so I think
yeah.
that's fine.
I don't think they changed because I mean the truck is the same.
Yeah.
So it's just the interior's changed slightly. So I don't think the seats are any different.
No, I think it's like the soundbar change. From what I can tell, the soundbar changed a little bit.
The dash and the sound. So it's just
right.
Yeah. I don't think the seat bolts were relocated. Hey, you never know though. Dumber shit has happened.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah. Get it and worst case modify it. It's like a $50 or $60 piece. It's well worth it.
Yeah. Well, you can get it with and without the install kit. So they actually sell it with the power to the power kit, but I think their kit is made to go on the passenger side.
No.
It's way easier to do the driver's side.
Yeah.
Like I would not.
When I was on their website, they had a bracket for driver and passenger. I was going to do the driver.
Definitely do the driver.
Yeah.
The Metra bracket works fine on their Jeeps. There you go. There's Melissa.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. But yeah, drivers. Their kit is really nice. Obviously.
Yeah. And I'm not going to have time. What I will get installed before I drive up to finals is the 3.5s, the 4-inch, and I'll deaden that panel.
Oh, so according to Chris, it says the current Metra bracket won't work as. Ask me how I know.
Uh-oh.
All right, well, maybe not.
Yeah.
Velcro it then.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is if it doesn't work, my guess is they're going to introduce the bracket at SEMA.
Right.
So,
I mean, I've got plastic here. It's not a super hard issue.
Why even waste your time? It's a Pioneer. I mean, you could shit in the box and it'll do the same thing. A little hot glue, stick it on the carpet.
There you go.
Rob, you guys doing a DB drag finals again?
No, but speaking of the title of the show, I will be at the Car Audio Championships next week with Dean,
Fernando, Chris Vera,
who I'm gonna share a room with him. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, you sucker! Oh,
yeah, you got me. No, Cassie said she didn't want to go, and I already had reserved a room with 2 queens, so I hit Chris up.
Chris, you realize we're talking about the under seat brackets, not the soundbar brackets. We know the soundbar brackets are different. We're talking about the amp rack underneath the seat, not the soundbar. Because I don't think I don't think that's
the soundbar is a different shape.
Yeah. I'm warm and cuddly, buddy. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. Pay attention, Chris. Pay attention. So yes, the underseat bracket is going to work. I'm going to default back to Melissa. Why we even question her, I don't know.
It's true. This is true.
Chris comes in,
he's an agent of chaos.
His cherub-like features of just smiling at people, and no, it's just ruined the whole thing.
Yeah. Stu's back. What's up, Stuart? Oh man,
ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get the speakers in at least, do a little bit of sound editing, so it's just bearable. It's fine, but it just having no tweeters really sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sue you. I've already been sued once, and I married her. It was rough. So it's funny. So this week we had a IS350 come in, brand new IS350.
Yeah.
The guy's complaint was he wanted it to tick because it has no tick. It was a bass model, so it wasn't the premium audio, and it had like shit for bass. And I sat in the car and I was like, holy crap, this sucks. This expensive ass car just sounds like dog shit. So we ended up putting a key lock in it for the sub, even though it had a sub out, but it was still, and a key lock into a Rockford P300 12-inch amplified subwoofer in the back, because he was like, the volume is fine, I just need it to fill in the holes. And I was like, okay, cool, so we'll do this. And then we took out his factory dash speaker, because I was like, I wonder if these are dual cone, and they actually ended up being coaxials from the factory. But the tweeter just sucks so bad, it was just like not doing shit. And I had sold him a pair of the Kenwood C3s, 3.5 Exelons. And I looked, it was funny because I looked at those from the factory, and Fernando was like, I don't know if they're going to be better than this. These actually sounded pretty good. And I was like, yeah, they just have no top end. And so, we had time. So I was like, okay. So we went and grabbed all our 3.5s, with the exception of the KS. I never grabbed the KS. I grabbed the CS, grabbed the audio controls. I didn't grab the Pioneers because I don't want to waste my time. And then we grabbed we had the Kenwoods. And so we started with the audio controls, because that has a 3.3 ohm load, or 3 ohm or 2 ohm, or where the hell it is. And we're like, oh, let's play these first and see where we're at. And they weren't it, because we left the passenger in, and we were A-being between the passenger and driver and sitting in the middle and doing all this song crap. And we're like, nah, that's not worth it. And we did the CS. And it was like, all right, there's something, because the CS was like, yeah, and Fernando was like, dude, it's these. And I put the Kenwoods in last, and I go, I think it's the Kenwoods. And he's like, no, man, those kickers were killing it. And I go, I don't know. I said, let's do this. Let's pull out the passenger, because we know that these two are better than the factory, and then we'll A-B between these two. And so we had a kicker on one side, Kenwood on the other. And dude, the Kenwood just like destroyed it. Like, wasn't even a fair comparison. I mean, it just musically sounded better. Volume was about the same. It just, like, I was like, holy shit, these things are so nice. So then I was like, well, you got a center channel. Let's see what's in the center channel. And it was just a dual there again. There was the dual cone 3.5 was in the freaking center channel.
Yeah.
So we pull that out. We put 3 C3s across the front. And I called them up, so we're going to do this. And of course I haven't posted the pictures that I'm hopefully going to post them tomorrow or something. I found the hardest way to make speaker brackets for this car. I accepted the challenge, because they're all 2-hole football 3.5s,
right?
And I'm like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a more time consuming, harder way to do this that fills in the holes that these things are leaving behind. And so I set out as a quest to spend as much time humanly possible to make 3.5s in the dash of a car. Fuck me, man. I spent so much time on. I was like,
Yeah.
you're an idiot. God, you're dumb. You could have been done with this thing like an hour or two ago. Like, oh my God. I made these panels that were just ridiculous, and each one was different. I had to make 3 different panels because the driver doesn't mess the passenger. And I was like, what a fucking moron. They turned out great. It sounded fabulous. I mean, the guy was like, holy shit. Wow, you were right. This is fantastic. And I go, I'm sorry. He's like, why? I said, because I know you really wanted to give me more money. And I was like, no, you're fine. This is really all you need to spend. I think we can get it with this. And he's like, yeah, hey, it is what it is. Maybe next time. And I go, okay. But yeah, it was, I am total glutton for punishment. Fucking stupid, man. Oh my God. Like, thank God we use cardboard to template on the laser.
Right.
So how it usually goes is you take a picture, you import it in, you get your size all right, and then you draw your shape, and then you cut it out on a piece of cardboard, and you put it in there, and you go, okay, so here's where I need to make some changes. Then you make those changes, and then you make another. So you get like, by about the 4th one on the first one, you're like, okay, here's where I was making all these fuck ups. And so by the 4th one, you have like the one.
Yeah.
And so by the time you get to the last one, it's like you get it in 2, you figured it out, you know what to look for, and you're like, fuck. And on the last one, you just feel like a god because you're like, fuck yeah, got it in 2. But the rest, you're just like, Jesus Christ, man. This is dumb. But
yeah, whenever I have to do that, I have to get the little 1/4-inch masonite bandsaw and then sand it. Yeah, it's not fun.
No, I just draw it and I go,
yeah.
And I got to glue it all together and put my little thermal certs in it and go, I don't know how the rest of this world lives, man. Chris is over there going, I'm going to 3D print them. I'm like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow, man. I got to get this shit done today. Yeah. That's the one thing where 3D print, like if you've already got something figured out, 3D printing, like if you got time or when it's coming, you can sit there and you can deal with that. But if you need something now, man, a 3D printer is not the answer.
No.
That is, they're fun and I love using them and they're great. And like, we're finding more and more things to play with them. But like, it is not like I need it now.
Right.
A car will come in and it's like something even as simple as like putting a USB-C in a dash. We just want to print those on 3D and just have them sitting on a shelf because that's the only way to do it. But now it's like I can literally print the whole thing on a laser in 2 minutes.
Right.
And glue it together and snap it in place and I'm done. And it's like,
yeah, 3D printers to me have always been hit and miss. Good for
I love it. I think it's great.
Like but they take time. Like you said, they take time. And you got to use the right material or you have issues and
you just need to stock stuff. Yeah, you still got to print it though. So
yeah.
But no, I love the technology. I think 3D printers are awesome. I mean, I would have 6 of them. And I'm sure I will at some point once I've figured out what I can actually do with them that makes sense. Because a lot of the stuff people are printing just don't make sense. It's like that is the most inefficient use of your time ever.
Let me ask you this: could you use a sandblasting cabinet?
Oh no,
I'll bring it with.
No, please don't. No.
I never even put any blasting material in it.
No, I it's funny. I bought a Craftsman sandblaster years ago.
Yeah.
It's when acrylic first became a thing, and you used to like put stickers on them and sandblast it and whatnot. And so I bought one and I used it like twice, and it literally has been sitting up front in the waiting room since I got here. Like it's been there for like 11 years. I don't think it's ever moved. I might have actually thrown it away finally.
Yeah,
because
mine, I built it and I haven't used it, and I'm like, I'm never going to use this.
Vera could use a sandblasting cabinet.
It should. Yeah, it's a small. It's like. It's not. I think I got it from Eastwood, but it's like the size of the Harbor Freight one.
I don't know what that means. Y'all can DM each other and send pictures.
Right. Yeah.
whatnot. But yeah, so yeah. So what else has been going on? All right, what do we got? Audio champions. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool.
So we're gonna be there next week.
Yep.
So no show next week.
Yep.
But Dean you'll be having boss audio on.
Boss is right as of now. So here's the fucked up thing. So I find out today, typical Paul fashion. He finds out today. He goes, "When are you guys leaving?" I said, "We're leaving Friday." He goes, "Oh, okay. I'm leaving Thursday." I said, "Okay." He said, "Yeah. So I'll be here Thursday morning, but then we're leaving." I said, "Okay. We'll just book something." I said, "Because we have to be here anyways, because I have boss coming in at nighttime to do a show, so it's not like we can just leave."
Right.
But I would much prefer to have something to do than just sit here and twiddle my thumbs. I mean, there's no chance of us doing that because we have like 10,000 things we need to do. But um, yeah, there's that. And so I was like, shit. Like, come on, man. Help a brother out. Give us some information. I love my bamboo PS1. I wish I would learn how to make things instead of printing other people's stuff, mostly dick stuff. Totally. Stuart, Chris Fusion makes a kid's version of the software that is super easy to use, and that's what Chris uses to design all his little bracketry stuff. Chris, write the name of that brand or the app that you use. It's really cool, and you can make stuff like really fast. That it kind of and supposedly you can export it to Fusion, but I tried and it didn't work. So Ken Ward is coming on in 2 weeks on a Wednesday. We'll talk about it more. So it's like next week is the finals, and then the week after that on Wednesday we're gonna have Ken on. So that's that.
Yeah. So finals next week we'll be there.
Yep.
The week following, old school stereo meetup.
Yeah.
Lexington, South Carolina at Waits Audio.
That's cool.
If anybody in the chat wants information or you watch this video, just send me an email, hi5vega@gmail.com, and I'll give you the information you need to know if you plan on attending. So 2 weeks. I think the week after I have to leave super early Friday, but I think we could do this show, just not the other show.
Cool. Yeah.
So
No
but yeah,
problem.
outside of that, I got this stuff. I got the new tires on the Jeep.
Oh, nice.
I might try to get it leveled before I come up, but I don't know. It's not rubbing.
Dude, when you put that 2/8 box underneath that back seat, that's gonna level that thing right out.
There we go.
I'm so happy to get rid of that. Well, we get we get these boxes. Like I have the MTI boxes that we got.
Right.
I have a couple Frostbite boxes that we had when he was in business. And I have a couple other boxes that I've had built. And it's like I can't do anything with them because I'm not shipping these things out. They're too heavy. It's too expensive.
Right.
But and it's like I don't even know. It's I'm sure I could get Paul to sell them, but it's just like doing business with him just kills me on the inside. Like I'd just rather throw them away.
Then you'd be doing an install with them on a system you probably don't want to do.
Yeah. I mean, 100%.
Subwoofers and boxes take up so much space. Like amps, you can kind of stack on a rack, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I got these. They take up room, but not as much.
Right.
But subs and enclosures, especially.
Yeah. Well, we have our Christmas tree subwoofer, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
I've literally thrown away subwoofer enclosures. I've tried to give them away for free on Facebook Marketplace, and I get a million questions about this. Like, hey, listen, either come and get it or don't. Like, it's in the trash. If you come pick it up before the trash comes at 7 a.m., you're good. Looking at this one.
I was reading that. That doesn't seem to make any sense. I've never put a microphone on it, but I mean, I've never really ran into a problem like that, especially rolling off with. I mean, it might be the product you're using, to be honest with you. So, It's funny. Okay, so Craig, honestly, I have no idea. I've never had this problem before. So, especially like rolling off 10 dB from 15 to 20 hertz, never had that. Like,
No.
doesn't make sense. Ultimo. I think that might be what we're putting in Fernando's car right now is the set of Ultimos. So I mean, I might be able to check it out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because I think that's cool.
His are the Maximal Ultra.
Oh, Maximal
So
Ultra.
they're replacing the set that I had, which I forget what they used to call that.
The Maximus.
Maximus, correct.
So the Ultras. So you have the Maximo Ultra HE now.
Yeah.
Which is those. Okay, so now these we had in Haley's car. I have a set.
Yeah.
I've never really played Pink Noise to see anything past that. I mean, like I said, if we have some time, I could do it. I don't know when, but I
if
don't.
it's rolling off at 15K, I mean, you can almost kind of hear that. That's kind of like a good middler will play up in that range, you know. Uh-oh. You being invaded.
Like, what? Why is the light doing that? That's crazy. I don't remember it ever doing that. I mean, it was always really bright. I mean, that version of the speaker is always pretty like okay, dial it down. But
nope.
R-Type is cool. I don't like anything S. Stands for shit.
Yeah.
R's are nice. The new what is it? The new Status. People seem to be liking the Status. I feel okay. So when you're looking at Alpine, I feel R-Type is kind of like where they're at. If you have money, if you have Status money, there's way better speakers you could be buying. So it's almost like kind of a moot point. But like at the R-Type level, R is a really solid contender. It's a good price, it's a good sound. But if you're up at the Status, there's like 10 other brands that are more exotic that will sound like give you way better performance, I feel. So I have a set of Alpine Status 3s for sale, new in the box. Yeah, and exactly why. Yeah. So do I. I actually have them new in the box, never been touched. I even have an original set of X types if you need them.
Oh,
they come with a big ass passive crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have those forever.
Dude, I used like back in the day, I used to love those big passive crossovers. I thought
everybody
they were so cool.
Yeah.
And then it's like as you start to get it's like, no, this is not cool. Surfboard amps aren't cool anymore either. Let's do the small stuff.
I'm with you, Melissa. I mean, we don't sell ARC speakers because we can't, but
yeah.
Although I did get a box, I haven't opened it. So check this out. So, we've been talking about the Moto speakers on the show, because it's like they're the loud speakers. They go on all the ATVs and shit on that. And so they're really pushing that line of products. So that's what we've been talking about lately. And I was like, it'd be way easier if you sent me something to actually like hold and take a look at. And so I had a box show up the other day, which we haven't opened yet. On camera, but I opened it up the other day just to see what was in it, and I pulled out their pair of the Moto Big Dog 6.5 inch with the horn loaded tweeter. Oh my god, these things are fantastic looking. And I was like, Jesus, these things are awesome. I said, what we need to do is make like a freaking Bluetooth speaker, like out of like one of those little portable ones out with these, because these things are just rip shit up, man. Holy crap. And Fernando's like, why would we do that? I was like, why wouldn't we do that? Yeah, the Moto 62s. And I was like, dude, that would be awesome. And so then last night, continuing on with my stupidity, I ended up on Dayton Audio's little horror place, whatever that is. I always get it wrong. Speaker or whatever. Parts Express. I ended up on Parts Express, going down the Bluetooth amp route. Holy crap. Like, I didn't know there's a whole subculture for building Bluetooth speakers.
Dude, there is like the little Bluetooth amps. And I know that like when Derek's done those videos, they just go wild. And it's mostly people like from different countries that watch them, like India or whatever. And you see people build them on, and they'll get like millions, tens of millions of views on these. And it's like they're very interested in the eastern part of the hemisphere.
I don't know who's interested in it, but I just bought every freaking accessory I could buy for a Bluetooth amplifier. I bought it all, man. I bought the DSP programming chip. I bought the I just ticked all the boxes. I was like, I don't know what this is, but oh, it's got lights. Ooh, it's a charger. Oh, I bought the big battery pack. I bought all of it.
Damn.
And it was cheap.
Yeah.
It was like $200 for everything. And I was like, okay, at the end it seemed a little much, but I mean, it was just everything was like nickel and dime the shit out of you because it was like, oh, this is $12. Oh, that's $5. Oh, that's $25. It's like, yeah, oh, that's cheap. I'm gonna get one of that. And I was like, holy crap, I just spent $200 on this.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten a case yet. Shit.
And then you throw in the $600 pair of speakers, and you got a you could just put it down.
$600, exactly, $600 pair of speakers.
Dude, like those motorcycle speakers are insane, and
yes,
they are not cheap. Like Diamond is big into that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like there is a bunch of them. Does Rockford do that? I don't.
Yes,
they have
that's
something
what's in the Jeep system.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those things are insane.
Yeah, the motorcycle speakers are they call them? What did we call them? All-weather speakers.
Yeah.
I had to come up with a cool name for them because they didn't have one. So I was like, we'll just call them all-weather outdoor speakers or something. Yeah. I don't remember what it was. I came up with something that everyone was like, oh. And then somebody goes, well, aren't they the same as the motorcycle? And I go, are the motorcycles all-weather outdoor speakers? And he's like, yeah. I said, I don't know, Mr. Know-It-All.
Yeah.
You know, wrong guy.
Oh, if I suddenly leave the room, I had Taco Bell tonight.
Oh,
so we're playing with fire.
You're making a run for the border.
Yeah.
You could say I have fee nib Lanzar. Oh, very nice.
There you go.
Yeah. A few.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I think the final system for the Jeep, I think it's going to be much later down the road, probably. Maybe after I get out of my main factory warranty.
Right.
I think I want to do it like a true 3-way in there and use the soundbar as a more of a rear fill. So I think that's the ultimate plan. But I'm just going to ride it out kind of semi-stock with the subs for now. And we'll get
whatever works.
Yeah, well, I mean, we like the Trooper. If I really want to listen to a system, the Trooper's already set up. So
yeah, no, totally makes sense. And like, I mean, we talked about it last week. I mean, that made the most sense.
Right. Yeah.
You know, keep it simple. For sure. Yeah. But
yeah, when I run the wiring, I'm gonna go ahead and run 4-gauge. I'm not gonna run 1-aught because I don't see myself running a bunch of speakers, a bunch of power in there, in goal or not. I mean,
right.
So,
no, it makes sense.
Yeah, 4-gauge run. Get it set up for the next system later on down the road. But
yeah, I mean, whatever works. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah.
So fun. But no. So anyway, so at some point, I'm gonna figure out which one of those cheap tool store Pelican cases ripoffs will fit. Because I have most of them at the shop now with shit in them, so I'll just size them up and see which one works.
Yeah.
But oh fuck yeah, man, we're building one of those. You know,
I'm trying to think what would be the coolest way to do that. I guess both speakers on front.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna do it like a drop down. You know. All I know is we have a laser, we have a 3D printer, we got some badass speakers. And I don't give a shit about the rest. We'll figure it out. I mean, so
yeah, you need a little sub in there too now.
No, because they do make one of those. It's like 50 watts by 4 and 100 by 1.
Yeah.
And I thought about that. I was like, do we do a sub? No, it's dumb.
It's probably be hard to fit that with. If you were using 4-inch or 3-inch drivers, maybe.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I just want this thing to just like be just like a freaking loud, just like yell at you. I think they make a 100-watt version of the amplifier, or they also make a 4-channel version of the amp. So I was like, we'll just try this one first and see if this does it for us. If it doesn't, we can always swap it out. Because I got the biggest battery bank they make.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we'll just try this, see if this works, and if we need it louder, we'll make it louder.
Oh yeah. And if you got the biggest battery bank, I mean, you'll have plenty of power.
Yeah.
Those things are pretty efficient.
you know, we can laser an Arc Audio logo and do
Yeah.
all kinds of fun shit like that. So, bro, make the trip down to Destin. We can install.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got all the tools I need, man. If I
Yeah.
don't, I'll just go buy them. Come on, Chris, you know me. So, and I don't want to put them in a wooden box. I want them in a plastic. I want it to be like waterproof, you know.
Yeah.
So or water resistant ish. Either way, I've never done it. I think it'll be. Oh, talking about Rob.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You would be surprised how many tools I have. Not Carter specific tools, but just tools in general.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you like to like do stuff on your car. Like,
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So that's my second addiction is buying tools, and I don't have a lot of Snap-on tools, but I have enough that it wasn't smart to buy them.
Yeah, I own one.
Yeah.
I think I own one Snap-on pry bar. That was for it was for the old school Chevy pickup trucks.
Yeah.
Because back in the 80s, the pickup truck used to have this plastic overhead piece and this plastic piece that went across the back, and the clips were really deep inside. And if you try to pull it off, it would break it. So you had to have like a 2-foot panel tool that you could get in there and knock them out.
Yeah.
And at the time, because the internet didn't exist, Snap-on was the only game in town that had one. So I bought that
for $189 probably.
It was something stupid.
Yeah.
And then I bought some Blue Point wrenches at one point that were really cool because they were the first to have ratcheting wrenches.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, these are so awesome. I got to buy a set. So I bought those. And of course, now you can buy them for $5.
They're sitting right here, but these are like my favorite cutters of all time.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
The Blue Point cutters. Yeah. They don't make a Snap-on version of this, but these cutters are fire.
Yeah. I do have so somebody owed me money and they never paid me, and so they just gave me some tools that I didn't want, and I don't know what I've done with them. But one of the things was a Snap-on 1/4-inch impact wrench.
Ooh.
And I was like, the hell am I gonna do with this? You know, and I think the other one was like a brake caliper changing tool set. I was like,
oh, yeah.
I don't need this. So I don't even know where they're at now. I've written it off. I was so pissed.
Yeah. I love the screwdrivers. I like those Blue Point cutters. There's a few things. I have a pry bar. I like the wire tools. I think those are pretty nice. And the needle nose pliers are probably my favorite.
See, my favorite are the Craftsman made a duckbill plier. Yeah. Those are my favorite. Like I have 2 sets of them, and they're fantastic. Like to me, that's the only. Like that was it. Just use that. Like I've had that forever.
Yeah.
I have some Nipex stuff. I mean, the reality is when it comes to tools, I just buy the tools that I need to do the job, and make the job faster, easier, better. I don't really pay attention to the brand anymore because I don't care. I don't care who makes it, just so somebody makes it. I'll buy whatever tool it takes to do a job. I don't give a shit because, like, I had to pull an ignition out of a Mercedes-Benz once, so I had to go to Mercedes-Benz and buy this ignition extraction tool for $50. I was like, this is the dumb. I've used it once. I was like, and it just sits there, and I'm like, this is so stupid.
And it's probably outdated now.
I don't think it works on any car anymore. It's like the dumbest thing ever. But we're gonna some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Beat it until it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like that goes, it's like as soon as there's like I always tell the story, like we were working on a car and we needed a standard wrench, and neither one of us had a standard wrench, so we ended up having to use an adjustable like crescent wrench thing, and that was killing me because it was just like, those don't stay, those suck.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sucks. So that weekend, Haley and I went to the cheap tool store, and I went to that section and I bought every single iteration of standard wrenches they had, like everything. I bought 100 pounds of standard wrenches, Like, and Fernando was like, where are you going to put these? I said, I have no idea. I don't have any room for them, but we got them, and I've never taken them off. They're still sitting on their racks that you buy it from the store. They're just sitting in a drawer. So it's like whatever if we ever need a standard wrench of any shape, size, or whatever, we got it.
You got it. Yeah. Yeah. I have the same ones because there's very rare chances to use a standard wrench anymore.
Yeah.
So the metric, I have better sets in metric, but the standard, it's either the old Craftsman I've had forever or the freaking Pittsburgh or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, yeah. I mean, I always laugh because it's like, I find like people in this industry spend money in the wrong places. So you'll get a guy that'll have a $35,000 Snap-on toolbox with every single wrench and Torx thing and all these fantastic tools, and then you'll be like, "Hey man, grab your RTA. Let's check this out." And they'll be like, "Oh, I don't have an RTA." And you'll be like, "What do you mean you don't have an RTA? How do you not have an RTA?" I would try. I was thinking about getting, like, dude, you got a $500 set of screwdrivers and you don't have a $250 RTA.
You can't finance those, bro.
I mean, just talk nice to me. I'll let you pay me on it, and I'll take layaway. Shit. I mean,
yeah.
Mercedes made the best panel tools. Oh, I bet. I just, I don't own an oscilloscope or RTA. It drives me absolutely nuts. Dude, an IRTA is $250, bro. And you could have got it on, it was like, we just got off this huge coupon thing where you could buy them cheap. We sold a ton of them. I mean, you can still use the coupon code FRO. That seems to work all the time. That saves you $20. But I mean, dude, I couldn't, like, when I open that drawer. So like when we get visitors from companies and shit like that come to the shop, there's two drawers that they see. One drawer is the electronics drawer where all the testing equipment is. So that's like, you know, every Phonics, the only Phonics RT I didn't buy was the 6.
Yeah.
Because by the time I was interested in it, it had just gone through the roof because of COVID and the price of chips and all that shit. So if I ever find a used one, I'll buy it just so I can have all of them. But I have every Phonics RTA. So I have the PAA2, the PAA3, the PAA3X. I have 3 PAA3s because we bought them because we were going to do a video and I needed 3 RTAs to do it. And then I have an NTI, not MTI. Anyways, which is really cool. I like that one because it turns on instantaneous.
Yeah.
Unlike the PA3 where you got to sit there and camp out for a minute. NTI makes another one that's like $1,200, which is really cool handheld. That's the one that Ken likes to use all the time. And I almost bought it, but then we came out with the IRTA2, and I was like, I can just use mine. It's way better. It's a screen that's this big in color. So, okay, we're going to stop buying that stupid shit. We have 4 oscilloscopes, anywhere from a small handheld all the way up to a lab grade one. And there again, we don't use those. Never.
Yeah.
But we have them. You know, if we ever need it for whatever, if someone goes, "Do you have an oscilloscope?" Yes. What would you like me to do with it?
Yeah.
We can do anything you want. You know, and it's like all the SMD shit. I mean, every electric, you know, I don't know how many tone generators we have now, but you know, we have all that shit. And we use it all the time. Like it's the drawer is a mess.
Yeah.
You know, the best thing I did was put them in foam so that they have a home. Otherwise, I'd just lose everything.
Yeah.
But you know, and it's like voltmeters. How many goddamn voltmeters do you need? I don't know, but we're gonna find out.
I'm gonna have them all. Yeah.
I have them all. Like we were doing something one day, and I needed to know the value of a component, and I was like, I don't even know how to measure for this. Like, how do you do that? And I called up Joe Hobart at Kicker, and I said, "Hey, how do you measure this?" And he goes, "Oh, well, you need this tool." And I said, "What is that?" He goes, "What it's designed for. All it does is measure these things." And I said, "Hold on. Tell me it again." And I said, "Is this it?" And I sent him a picture. He goes, "Yep, that's the one we have. That's the one I have now too. We've used it once, but we fucking got one." You know, and like, you use the SMD stuff over the oscilloscope. No, I don't use any of that shit. I just buy amplifiers that have lights on that blink for me. We were doing some testing for a manufacturer, and I was questioning how efficient the amplifier was, because I was like, how much amperage is this thing supposed to be drawing? Because I think it's like getting out of control.
Right.
Like, no, it's only supposed to draw this. And I go, there's no way in hell. And he goes, no, I've done testing. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, fuck, I got a DC amp clamp. Went over to my fucking tools, blew it off.
Yeah.
And dude, I've used it like twice. The knob is actually starting to corrode, but it's still, the battery still worked. I was like, fuck, the battery's been in here like 8 years. Turned it on, fired right up, hooked it up, fucking bounced that bitch once. I said, you're wrong. Like, fuck, are you wrong? Like, oh my God. Like, there's not a, no, something's wrong. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
And it's like if you're, especially if you're doing an amp dyno,
Yeah.
the way it pulls, like once it's reached its limit, it'll like almost, some of them will almost pull amperage.
More. Yeah.
It'll just like limitlessly, man. It just
goes
like,
to
oh, what the hell?
There's the floor.
It's not every amp, but some amps will do it.
No, because I always, as soon as the number stops moving, I turn it off. And I typically don't do the amp clap like Derek does, because I don't care that much.
Yeah,
like it's not. But in this case, I was like, this is,
you could tell something was, you could tell something was up.
Yeah, something was wrong, and then the phone conversation changed. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, well, we're doing a board change right now. I said, well, why did you send me this one? Well, yeah, they were supposed to do that already, and we're like, okay, well, fine. But yeah, I was like, fuck. I need to call Marty and get the recoil. I was hoping Dean would review it, but I may not. Oh, wow. Damn. Wow, Melissa, that hurts a lot. Just for that, I'm going to go review it in the next couple of weeks, because I have some free time coming up.
What is the recoil MST1?
So it's everything in one now. So it's like it's got like a tone generator, and I don't even know what it has. It's just got all these tools in one. So I can tell you this. Everyone that I know had one has said it's not lab grade. Okay.
Listen, I don't want to say nothing about recoil, but I wouldn't assume that it would be.
Yeah, and it's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the tone generator we use, like Tony's tone generator is too precise. Okay. And because of that, it doesn't get loud.
Yeah.
And so you're like, my tone generator fucking screams at you. Okay. Right. And it's nothing but square wave. It's literally just like, let's turn up the square wave and watch the thing make noise. So I can be in the back of the car and I go, whoa, and I know it's that speaker. His, it's just, it doesn't get loud. So, which is fine, because it's extremely precise. His is like, oh, what frequency you want? Okay, here you go. Fuck, there's that frequency. And you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So if you need that, his is great for that. If you don't need that, then you just need something that makes fucking noise.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, anymore, we don't even really use a tone generator all that often. We just play the PT9A Plus, which is the polarity tester.
Yeah.
And we just have it pop
and see where it's at. Yeah.
Well, because it saves us the headache. So it's like, we need to find out what speaker it is, and we're going to need to know which wire is positive or negative. So if I'm just putting the PT9A Plus in and it's popping, I walk over there with the other one, and I can go, it's green, and I can walk back over and go, okay, yellow is positive and blue-black is negative.
I just use a 9-volt battery.
We do too. They're just inside of the PT9A Plus. So, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah. Right. No, you gotta be nice. Like we were when we did the Bronco with the Helix amplifier, we called them, and they're like, yeah, you can do all this auto tuning shit, but you gotta loop it back through itself. And I said, okay. He goes, I said, what do I need to do that? He's like, well, you need this thing. So you probably don't have one of those. And I go, what's it called? And he told me, and so I said, hold on. I went over to my drawer and I found this little box. And I go, fuck you, I have one. I go, I don't know. Somebody told me to buy one at one point, and I bought it, and it's been sitting in this box, in this drawer, ever since somebody told me to buy it. And they were like, oh shit. That was just like I posted a picture when we put those white things down of me with this like scissor tool that was lining up to drill holes, and or lining up them in the right order, or so they're all equal distance apart. And I bought that at Mobile Solutions like 2 years ago, because I go, I need one of these. And Fernando was like, for what? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to need one of these. So when I put the first one in, I put the last one in, and I go, now I got to figure out where all these are going to go. And I go, wait a minute, I think I have a tool for that. And then I look around and I go, I got 50 drawers I got to go through to find it. Shit.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it. Luckily, at about the 5th drawer or 6th drawer, I found it. And I was like, dude, this is so awesome. Money well spent. Good job.
You got to use it one time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, it was fantastic. It was the exact tool that we needed. So
it's like digging through the wire bin and finding the one piece of wire that you saved. And it's like, oh, I can use this now.
Well, so here was the fucked up thing. We're making the yeah. Okay, so all right, I'll tell this story for Melissa than the other story, because that's what. So I used Brian's wire spinning tool to twist wire. Seems super interesting and slightly better than just drill in a vise, and that's Brian's pitch. And every time I go there, I don't use it, and Brian just goes, "Come on, man." I go, "What?" He goes, "Just use it." I was like, so the one time I did use it, I fucked everything up. And I got shit going everywhere, and people are like, what are you doing? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how to use this thing. I just put it in I stand it on the floor, and I go like this, and, and I get ready.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, my device. And I was like, okay, well, fucking send me one. You know? Shit. Yeah. So it's like, oh, yeah, he gets so mad at me. So now I'm forced to use it so that, I don't get yelled at. But whatever. Anyways.
Oh, he'll definitely air those grievances on the podcast if they come up.
No, this is Schmidt, not Mitchell.
Oh, okay, Schmidt.
Because Schmidt makes this. I mean, it's really cool. It is. I'm with Melissa. It's fantastic.
I haven't seen it.
So it attaches to the wall. It's got a big loop on it. It's got a tensioner, and you put your wire. You tape your wire on one and put it on the drill on the other end, and you spin it, and it allows the wire to spin up naturally.
Oh.
And then you can grab your tape. You have two people. You have one person holding it, and then you put your tape on it. You let it go, and just walk down it with your tape. And it tapes the whole harness. The only thing is they like doing like candy cane wrap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, there isn't a car anymore that has candy cane wrap. Every freaking car now is 100% tape.
Right.
If there's tape somewhere, it's 100%. For some reason they still don't always do it in the running boards, but they don't do candy cane in anything. That was like old school German shit. So drill vise. Yeah. Love twisting wires.
Sometimes, things are done a certain way because that was the most efficient way that people found to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, that's the show.
That's the show.
So no show next week.
No show next week. Nope. If you want a show, you're gonna have to see us in person in
come
Birmingham, Alabama, which I don't think I've ever been to.
I've never been there.
Yeah, I've never been to Alabama. Several spots, not Birmingham though. So
I've never been to Alabama.
I mean, you guys are pretty close. Floribama.
That's 8 hours, 9 hours away.
Yeah.
There isn't anybody. I don't know why. Like, I don't know what it is, but like everybody I know, like we live, like everyone's like, oh, like you guys, yeah, we'll drive 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That is never a conversation that anyone in Florida ever says. When they go, I got to go to the other coast. You're like, I would rather die. Is there a plane? Can I fly? Oh, I don't want to drive that far. I just think we all just hate driving more than like 25 miles.
That's why the people moved to Florida. So they didn't have to drive anywhere.
No, we don't. It's like everybody, oh yeah, we're going up why? That's like 2 states up. Yeah, but it's only like 6 hours. Yeah. What?
Yeah. Well, you get to drive 8 hours.
Yeah. With the turd in the back seat. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Yeah. Good times.
He'll sleep. He'll sleep next to your subwoofer enclosure. They're about the same size.
or on it.
Yeah. Whatever works. Yeah.
Oh,
It's sad when I say I got to find it, but I mean, I know it's there somewhere.
I believe you.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be so nice to get rid of it. Oh, 'cause that's an inbox. It's never an outbox. So
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, goodbye. I got to make room for their next boxes, because now they have the big truck boxes. So more than likely, I'll ask for an F-150 box, so that at some point I can get rid of it. But
yeah, I assume that Gladiators are much more rare than JL models. Wrangler JLs and F-150s, and
I mean, we definitely do way more Wrangler backdoor Gladiator boxes.
I'm sure that's a much higher volume. I know for a fact that it's a much higher volume sales wise. So
yeah.
Oh
well.
All right.
Well, until next time. See ya.
But not next week. Watch us watch us talk nonsense about the Menendez brothers on the next one.
Oh.
I'll hit you up, Chris. I'll hit you up, brother. All right. See you in the next show.